everybody, John here. We're at the Country Squire Inn, Restaurant and Winery between Kingsville and Warsaw, North Carolina. I'm very excited to be here today to show you this video. It's a very unique place, built in old English Scottish style, and it's like something you would see in Europe, but right here in North Carolina. So we're going to go ahead and meet ours and the owner. She's going to show us around, tell us a little bit about it. So let's go ahead. Well, I think we're just going to have dinner here too before we leave today. We'll have lunch with her at her gourmet restaurant. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay guys, we're in the restaurant right now. So we're going to take you through the restaurant and we're going to show you the restaurant and the bar area. They have a little bar in there. This is so unique and so special. I've never seen anything like it. You'd probably have to go to Europe to see something similar to this. Got a fireplace going with a pot hanging. Let's go on in. Oh, let's meet this guy. Here you go. He's all dressed up in armor, ready for battle. So if we go into the restaurant area, you can see they have tables set up. Beautiful. They got the wine bottles all ready. This is a very romantic place. If you have a special friend or a date, you want to take her here or take him here, what a wonderful romantic place to go. And we're just getting started. On back into this side of the room, there's a bar where they have any kind of beverage that you would want. Also, of course, wine. And all their wine comes right here from the winery. It's local. So you're getting the winery wine that they make right here. Everything's local. What a cool place. You want atmosphere and romance, this is it. So we're looking forward, when the tour is over, coming in and having lunch. Now back in this area, there's some more tables. We'll show you that. And oh, isn't this nice? Isn't this nice? And actually, there's a gift shop and a wine tasting room on the far end, which we will take you through there and show you that. Okay. Oh, this is nice. All these, here's some of their wines that come from the winery right here. Oh, all kind of wine everywhere. Let's see what we have here. Here's some jellies and jams you can purchase. What a selection of wine. Wow. Of course, all this is done in the old European English style pubs. Something really special. They have all sorts of gifts in here that you can purchase. And I see more wine there. There you go. There you go. What a nice little gift shop. You can taste the wine and buy it right here. Also, they offer a package deal. You can get the restaurant and the inn, all at a special price. And of course, when you book a room here, a bottle of wine comes with the room. So guys, if you're looking for atmosphere, romance, good wine, something really special, unique, and different, this is it. Even Santa Claus agrees with me. He knows a place like this is special when he sees it. Okay.
Hello, my name is Iris Lennon. I'm the proud owner of the Country Squire restaurant, the Squire's Vintage Inn, and the winery and gift shop. The restaurant has been here for 60 years. This area that I'm standing in right now is over 200 years old. It was an old house that was brought up and added on to the restaurant. It was since the restaurant opened in 61, this was brought up and added on in the late 60s, early 70s. So there's a lot of the original floorboards and original windows in this room. And this is also where we feel the Squire's ghost originated. And we also, as you see, it's the tasting room and gift shop. And we started the winery about 16 years ago. And prior to that, this was all dining. We had also tables upstairs in the room we called the hayloft. But when we started the winery, then we no longer served any meals in this area. We took over for the winery tasting room and gift shop. Okay?
Okay.
And this area down here,
Okay.
this area that you see here, this was added on to the old house to make the join up with the rest of the Country Squire restaurant.
Okay.
Okay? Your books area. Hold a second. Yes. This room that we call the tavern, but when the restaurant opened up in 1961, this was all it was. This one room here with this wee dining area here. That was a dining area in 61. It was a wee private room. It could seat about 15 people. So total capacity for the restaurant in 1961 was 76 people. Wow. And just added on over the years, we could see over 400. But when we started adding on in the late 60s, early 70s, that was the doorway that everyone would go through to get to the other dining areas. In the 80s, we got liquor by the drink. Up till that point, it was brown bagging. So this room here was changed from the private dining room to the bar, as you can see. We knocked a wall down and made this the bar. And then, because we had to close that off for the ABC laws, it had to be self-contained, then we added a wine cellar walkway. Let me show you where that is located. Before you switch it back on, after we do this, I'm going to get busy. And this is the wine cellar walkway that we had to add to get access to all the other dining areas. And as you see, over here, it looks like a tree, and it is a tree. When we made these renovations, the tree looked so pretty, so we just built round it. And let me just show you, just because we're at this door, this is the door that takes you to the sunken garden, which leads to the motel, which we will show you in a little bit, the motel rooms. So the guests come through this way when they're coming for dinner. Excuse me. This room is called the pantry, and that was the doorway the guests used to come through before we added the wine cellar walkway. So you see, we decided also the theme with the tree in this other one right here.
Okay.
And then this leads to the other dining areas.
Okay. Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
So that's all I can do right now.
Okay. Okay, guys, Iris will be right back. We will continue with our tour of the Squire Inn Restaurant and Winery.
Do you have samples of wine?
Yes. And
Okay guys, we're in the restaurant and we're going to have lunch, and then we'll continue with the tour of the Country Squire Inn, Restaurant and Winery. So this is I'm going to show you the menu. I'm having a glass of wine and some coffee to go with it. This is some of their menu, the things that they offer. They have steak, chicken. Oh man, I'm gonna get the sirloin steak, I think. That looks delicious. And so of course on the other side I'll show you the wine list. And here's a list of the wines that they offer.
How are you folks doing?
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Would you like a glass of water?
this one.
All right.
And how's the menu?
All the wines are local, grown right here at the vineyard. So I'm having a glass of dry red wine, and they have a menu of wines inside the brochure, which I will show you. Okay, here's a list of some of the wonderful wines that they offer here. All sorts of wines for any taste or occasion. And yes, I'm gonna have a bottle of wine. I'm gonna take one of their local bottles home with me. Okay, we have ordered a 6-ounce sirloin steak with baked potatoes, but first we're going to get started with this house salad. Be right back. Okay guys, our sirloin steak and baked potato is here. We're going to go ahead and eat this, and we'll be right back and have more of the tour. Okay guys, we have Robert here, and he's going to show us around the premises. We're going to see the inn and some of the winery where they grow the wine, so you guys can get a good idea of what's going on.
How's it going, everybody? We've got a leak in our fountain. They're working on it, so everything's cut off right now. But this is actually where I got married.
Oh wow!
35 years ago.
Oh man!
We do quite a few weddings here, and this is actually just a little area in between the motel and the restaurant.
Okay. Nice area to come out and sit.
Yeah, it is. Don't forget to get a glass of wine. Let's see what room she gives me. She gives me 28 and 30. And I'll show you guys a room as well.
Sure, that would be wonderful. I'm gonna come down here and stay at your inn. Now,
Now, let's come out front, John, and get a view of here as well.
okay, Robert.
This is what we call the attic.
Uh-huh.
That's the room that's available upstairs there. Then we've got the rooms running down this way overlooking the vineyard. And this is one of our vineyards. We have 2 more vineyards, well actually 3 more vineyards back on my family farm.
Okay, Robert.
And the gazebo out in the middle is where all 3 of my daughters got married.
Oh, wow. What is the growing season?
Usually the bud will start breaking late March, early April, and normally we pick grapes in September.
Wow.
We have picked as early as August and as late as October.
Well, this is as good a wine as you'll get anywhere. Right here in
think
North
so.
Carolina.
I think so.
I've tasted it, I know.
And we've got benches all around, so you can grab a glass of wine, go out and sit in the vineyard. And
Okay, guys, these are the vineyards. These are the vineyards where the wine is grown, right here at the restaurant and inn.
Yeah, we raise ice and grapes mainly in this vineyard.
Okay.
There's 2 rows of Noble, or 2 rows of Carlos, and 1 row of Noble here as well.
Wow.
And all 3 of those are muscadine.
Okay, we're going to go in and look at one of the
This is one of
rooms
our
at the inn.
Get you a light on there.
Okay.
Not a lot of light, but just to give you some idea, and you can close the blinds. You won't see anything outside at all. Oh, wooden blinds here, they
Oh,
make it good if you've taken in too much wine the night before.
okay. That's nice. There you go. So we're in one of the rooms at the inn. He's showing you guys around. Thank you. Thank you, Robert.
No problem, John.
Get out of here. I don't know if I had too much wine myself.
Have you had some samples?
I brought a bottle and I got some. Yes, I did.
Okay, good deal. And the white building back here is actually where we make the wine.
Uh-huh.
That's the winery.
Now that is interesting. I've never seen where wine was made before.
I've actually been bottling this morning. I just shut it down. I'll be glad to go over and open it up for you.
Right.
If you want to, John, just follow the trail right up to the front. I've got some old dairy tanks that we're refurbishing, and my welder split, we should be in this weekend to finish the last two up.
Uh-huh.
We're extending the legs on it, make them a little bit taller.
So how much acreage land do you have here?
Overall, I think there's about 13 acres altogether in this area.
Oh, okay.
As far as grapes go, we only have about 5 acres of grapes between here and what I have at home.
So North Carolina is a great place to grow wine, to make wine and grow
Yes,
it.
sir.
I didn't know that.
And with all the trees, we have to have a burn pile. So we have limbs come down about every storm.
Yeah, I used to live in a wooded area, I know.
John, give me just 1 second. Let me go around and open the door for you so you can get a good view.
Okay, okay, guys, we're going to take a look inside the building where they make the wine, and that should be interesting. Looks like they've got some big pots out here where they store it. So I've never been in a winery before, so I don't know. We're going to see what's going on in there and how they make the wine. There you go, the Country Squire Inn restaurant. And they also have a winery here. All the wine is made right here on the premises.
Come right on in, my friend.
Okay, Robert.
Been bottling this morning. We still bottle by hand.
Wow.
Actually, I'm going to a friend of mine's winery tomorrow to look at some bottling equipment.
Okay.
Hopefully, within the next year or so, we're going to try to automate our bottling line.
That'll allow you to make a lot more faster.
Well, I can do about 600 bottles a day, and I'm more slam out. But with the newer equipment, it's unlimited. You can do as much as you want to.
Absolutely.
But this is pretty much it. These plastic tanks are basically our primary fermentation tanks. This is what we start off in, and then once I get ready to blend, I move them to our stainless steel tanks.
So you can only make one wine at a time, or do you make
We
different
make
wines?
a lot of each one of these tanks. Well, some of the tanks have the same kind of wine in it, but no more than 3 tanks will probably have the same wine in it.
Oh, okay.
These down here are all some of the muscadines we do. These will actually be blended together.
Okay. Now, once you start the process, how long does it take to make a?
You can do it as fast as about 2.5 months. Normally, I don't try to rush it.
Yeah.
We have been in talks where we tried to push it a little bit faster, but it doesn't always pay off for us that way.
Yes, sir.
And John, this is my mother calling. I've got to take this call.
You go right ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Guys, these are some of the bottles of wine that has been made, and they're sitting up, waiting to be distributed.
I think she butt dialed me, John.
Oh, okay, okay.
Actually, what will go on next here? I'll show you what happens.
Okay.
This isn't the correct cellar seal that goes on there, but these go on top, and then this is actually shrink wrapped.
Uh-huh.
And then from that point, I put the labels on.
Oh, wow.
And that'll take me the rest of the afternoon to finish these.
So all these have to be labeled.
Yes, sir. Now, with
Okay.
the newer equipment, all these guys, they dump the bottles out, runs down a conveyor belt, and it's out the door. It doesn't happen
Wow.
that way here yet. So
Make your job a
it's
lot
time
easier.
consuming.
Yes, sir. So what kind of wine are we looking at?
This is a Blackberry wine. This one's called Black Knot Cabernet.
Okay, Blackberry wine.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I've never been in a winery before. And that
And you
is,
have to excuse my mess. Like I said, I've been in here working all morning, so I've got stuff strode everywhere.
yeah, that's okay. This is interesting because I've never seen it. A lot of my viewers have never been in a winery and see how it was made before. So,
Well, I
now-
can show you a little more of the process out here as well.
okay, we're going to look at some more.
The machine over in the corner, this one, Excuse our stuff. We're redoing some tanks here. This is the crushing machine. You actually put the grapes in the top. They feed in through this conveyor system. They drop into this. It sits on top of the plastic tanks over there.
Oh, wow.
And the grapes get crushed and goes directly into the tank.
Oh, okay.
And from that point, we'll take and I'll stir the grapes about every day for about 2 weeks to get all the pulp and everything out. We don't have a press. We do grapes the way my granddad used to make them. We just crush them and then we beat them up for about 2 weeks' time.
Okay. Does all the wine, the different varieties, come from the same grapes? Or
No, sir. No, sir.
They're different grapes?
We do about 26 different varieties altogether. Watch your step there. There's a piece of pipe laying on the ground. Don't want anybody to get hurt.
No,
we do
sir.
about 26 different wines altogether, and we do a lot of fruit wines. We do some from vinifera grapes, and we do a lot from muscadine grapes as well.
That is interesting. Now, see, I never knew all this, and a lot of my viewers don't either.
Love for you guys to come out and visit sometime.
That is interesting. I will. I'll invite some of them out because, you know, people they drink this wine or they drink different beverages and they never know how it's made.
Right.
And never see what process it goes through. So I like to get the story behind it.
And if you come catch me when I'm bottling, I'll be glad to put you to work.
That's all right. Thank you.
No problem. Let me close this door, John. I'll walk back up with you.
Okay. All right. Now you see how wine is made. He showed us the pots, the wine, and he's got to put labels on those bottles in there. There's a crushing machine where they crush the grapes. And this is interesting to me. There's the big pots where some of the wine is stored. And of course, you're looking at the vineyards. I think he said they had 3 vineyards. There's one of the vineyards. And there's different types of wine. And of course, there's different types of grapes for it. Thank you, Robert.
You're welcome. We've got another little building here. This is actually called the Peasant House.
Uh-huh.
It's a long-term rental. There's no one living in it at the present time.
Okay.
But originally it was where one of the cooks from the Squire lived. And this, back in the day, she actually had, I think, her 11th child between the restaurant and the house. One night going home from work, and she was at work the next morning.
Wow. My goodness. What I like about this place is it's so unique. It's built in a kind of a old European style. And that's what makes it special.
Well, the wine tasting room actually dates back to the 1780s. It was an old farmhouse here it was the McGowan family home. There's actually a picture of the lady. I think her name was Frosty McGowan, or that was her husband's name, I'm not sure which. There's a picture of the couple up in the winery. And up here in this old tree, I don't know if you ever had one or not, but when I was a kid, we had an old basket for a basketball goal.
Yes.
And it was nailed on the side of my granddaddy's smokehouse that he used to make his wine in. But this knot on this tree, that's what that came from, was an old peach basket or old apple basket, whatever what you want to call it. The ring's actually grown up around on the inside of that tree there.
Okay, now what did you say this was here?
This is called the Peasant House.
Okay.
It's a little 2-bedroom bungalow.
Wow, man, that's a cute little cottage.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's been a many a night in there.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
That would be cool.
When I was a younger man.
Yes, sir.
No, that was my wife and I. It's kind of our little getaway when we could get my mom to keep the kids. We'd come out here and spend the weekend sometimes.
Right. When is your busiest season here?
Right now.
Is that right?
Right now.
The holidays?
The holidays, yes, sir.
Well,
Christmas around here, they're having parties pretty much every day.
But I've seen some people in there celebrating presents. They brought their presents in.
Yes,
they're
sir.
having a party, and so that's what I was telling my viewers. If you're looking for a special place to go that's romantic, unique, and that has great food and wine, this is it.
Actually, we had Duplin Winery. Our friends from Duplin Winery were here last night. They had their Christmas party here.
Oh man, is there? Actually,
Did she show you the guest house by any chance?
Oh, sure. Now, when I was trying to find you here, of course, I used my GPS.
Right.
And Sweet Pea, my GPS, actually took me to the wrong place. And
You ever seen the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
No, sir.
Well, there's a line in there. We're just a geographical oddity, and that's what we are. We're hard to find.
Well,
Some people end up down in front of James Keenan High School, but you should be able to punch it in and come right to us, but it doesn't always happen.
it took me to a doctor's office, so I went in there and I asked them where the place was. They said, "You're the second one that's been here this morning."
Was it the one up here on the right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So evidently, I mean, if my GPS had been accurate, it wouldn't have been that hard.
Now, we actually have 4 more rooms available next door here. This is what we call the guest house.
Yes, sir. Wow. So what the guest house is? Now, what is different about that?
It's actually my mother-in-law's residence. She has 4 rooms upstairs.
Oh, okay.
that She's put a shower in each one, and you can rent a room there, kind of like a bed and breakfast.
Wow.
Don't expect a lot of breakfast though.
No. Yeah, I seen you guys at the Christmas show in Greenville, and I knew I had to come out here. But I went online and looked at everything, and I said, this is a place I want to do. But I looked at several different wineries. This was uniquely different.
Yeah, I think Duplin does that. There's a deer track there. They've been in the yard this morning.
Yes, sir.
Duplin does that show as well. Hennett does the show there as well.
Okay.
And I think that was it this year.
So we're going to take a look at the guest house. Good night, that's a big place.
Yeah, there's a couple of oak trees here at the front.
Uh-huh.
There used to be a beehive in the one closest to us. And you can see the bees swarming in and out, but the storm took the limb off and the bees moved out.
Okay, I won't blame them.
There's actually signs of honey running down the back side of the tree. You can still see it.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is the 4 rooms. The guest house is upstairs there. And there's 4 rooms up there. There's a place on the deck you can relax. But you can see where the honey used to run down the side of the tree.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, right there. Sure, it's easy to see.
Yes, sir.
It's easy to see. Okay.
And that's about got us covered.
Well, that is certainly interesting to me. And I'm sure my viewers will find it just as interesting. And I hope if they're in North Carolina, or they're visiting, or if they live here, that they get a chance to come over here, because it's something unique. And I look for places like that. You know, the ordinary places are easy to find, and they all look alike. But this is different.
Ours puts on a good dinner as well.
Oh, that food was great. The food was great. I enjoyed it, and the wine was good. I bought me a bottle of your wine. I'm gonna take it home with me.
Which one did you choose?
I bet it was a Holland dry wine. I'm gonna have that for Christmas.
Okay.
I bet on the weekends, though, you're pretty busy. Is it difficult to get a reservation for the inn?
On the weekends, I definitely call in advance. Don't just show up. Most of the time on the weekends, we have something called the Vintage Escape.
Okay.
It's a really good deal. It's $134 for the evening. You get your room, a $40 credit on your meal, a bottle of wine, a complete wine tasting, 2 glasses of wine with dinner, tickets to Cowan Museum and Liberty Hall, which are 2 museums in Kenansville. And it keeps us packed on the weekends.
That
so
is
be sure
wonderful.
to call ahead and make reservations.
Yes, sir. That includes everything.
Yes, sir. Everything but the tip. Be sure and tip your waitress.
Oh, we do. I do. Absolutely.
And watch your step again here.
Yeah, the roots.
That's a hazard if you've been drinking a lot.
Well, it's a hazard to me, even if I hadn't. All righty. Okay, we're going to go on back to the
You ladies take care.
restaurant and conclude our tour. Okay. Yeah, I knew when I first pulled up here I was just the right place. But Robert, I would like to thank you
Yes, sir.
for
no
the
problem.
tour. And I'll be back and I'm gonna book a room with you one night with that package deal.
John, it's a pleasure having you.
Have a great day.
You too,
Thank
man.
you. Okay, guys, that concludes our tour of the Country Squire Inn Winery Restaurant. And we hope that you enjoyed this. I really did. I learned a lot of things about how they make wine. And we had a wonderful dinner here. Many thanks to our host and owner for showing us around. And so I'm going to take a bottle of this fine wine home with me and enjoy it for Christmas. If you want to find this place, just go online. You can find it easily. If you're ever in North Carolina, or you live here or in the area, be sure and put this at the top of your list. You'll be glad you did. So please join us on our next video. Thanks for watching.